Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Kiera. As you can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about the most challenging things that you'll face when becoming a tarot reader that not everyone talks about. So if that is something that you are interested in, make sure you keep on watching this video. If this is your first time on my channel, like I said, I am Kiera. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and have the post notifications turned on so you don't miss when I upload videos. I upload every Wednesday at 10 a.m. I don't want to hold y'all too much. Let's go ahead and get into what the topic of today's video is about. So like I said, the topic of today's video is all about things that you'll experience when becoming a new tarot reader that not everyone talks about. Actually, the most challenging things that you're going to experience when becoming a tarot reader. So the first thing is that it's a journey within itself on your spiritual journey. If you start to learn tarot, it doesn't matter if you're learning tarot for yourself or if you're learning to read for other people. It is a journey within itself within your spiritual journey. It's like a whole new language that you have to learn, and I feel like it's a little bit challenging, especially if you don't know anything about tarot from the beginning, or if you've never even watched a tarot reading and you just want to learn the cards. It's a little bit challenging, and also the resources to learn tarot, they're out there, but you have to kind of dig and find what type of knowledge is best for you, because everyone has their different views, everyone has their different knowledge and opinions on what the cards mean, and then there's a set standard meaning for the cards. So you just have to figure out what works better for you, and also just be patient with yourself on the learning journey. It's like basically starting in kindergarten on a tarot journey. Right now, I'm probably still in preschool, okay? I'm not experienced as most tarot readers would be, but I do have a little bit of knowledge since I've been studying it for quite some time. Girl, let me stop lying. Since I've been studying it for almost a year now, and I still don't know everything that needs to be done. So if you are on the beginning part of your journey, just take your time with yourself. Be patient with yourself. Most importantly, don't try to rush your journey to keep up with other people. Another thing that is challenge is trying to learn it all at one time, or just trying to rush through the learning process. You try to memorize the meanings of the cards just within weeks of learning it, and it's okay, yes, you have the textbook definition of the cards, but you also have to learn what your intuition feels that the cards mean, because they're going to mean something different to you and different to every other reader out here. So of course they have its standard meaning, like I said before, but you also have to trust your intuition, especially when you're doing readings for other people. You have to figure out what the card means to you, and sometimes in the moments of reading it can change, so you also have to learn that while learning the tarot cards. So just remember that rushing through the learning process is probably not the best, especially if you are trying to become a tarot reader for other people. Another challenging thing that I experienced is putting myself out there. I was so afraid to just put myself out there. I always do this to myself, where I kind of expect my family and friends to be there as a stepping stone for me to put myself out there, and 9 times out of 10 it's never the case, because sometimes family and friends is just not there in that area of your life where you need them to be to support you in that kind of way. So it was a little bit challenging for me, because I didn't have that many friends and family that was offering or coming to me oh, I want a reading done and da da da. So it was a little bit challenging for me to put myself out there, but now that I've done it, I just keep pushing myself to a different audience. I'm not strictly focusing on people that I know and people that I grew up with and family and friends. I'm reaching a different audience that I want to reach, and people are going to come to me because they want to come to me, and not because I'm forcing them, or not forcing, but not kind of I wouldn't say begging. I'm trying to think of a word, but basically forcing them to get a reading, or begging them oh, let me read for you, let me read for you. No, I want people to come to me naturally. So I feel that is super challenging, especially when you're on social media. It's putting yourself out there on social media, just getting clients, figuring out what you want your prices to be, because everyone's prices are different. I've seen people charge as low as $5. I've seen people charge as high as $800 to $700 for a general reading. So yeah, so it just depends on where you are in your journey and how you feel you should charge. You can also just do per donation and things like that. You can do free readings and things like that. It depends on how you want to go about your journey and how you want to put yourself out there. Me personally, I actually put myself out there by doing weekly readings for free on my social media platform. So I would just do a weekly reading for each zodiac sign, things like that. So that's how I kind of put myself out there until I was comfortable enough to set a price for myself and actually start to accept clients. It just, putting yourself out there, I feel it's one of the most challenging things that I'm going to say in this video. I don't know, it's not, by the way, this video is not in order, but I feel putting yourself out there, figuring out your prices, figuring out what reading style works best for you. Like, let's say you want to do just 3-card spreads, or you want to do 1-card pulls, or you just want to do, if you want to be a reader but you only want to read oracle cards, or if you only want to read tarot cards, like, it's totally up to you. And I feel like when it comes to putting yourself out there and figuring out what works best for you, it can be kind of challenging, because you'll see a lot of people doing different things and you'll be like, oh, I like the way she read, but then if you try to read like that person, it may not be what you expected it to be, because you're not doing it from your heart and you're not doing it from your own creation. So you just have to experiment, figure out what reading style works best for you, and just go with the flow of it. And don't try to make your reading style like anyone else's, because that's what's going to get people to come to you, is when you have your own reading style, and when you have your own unique way of getting a message to the viewer or to the person that's getting the reading from you. Another thing I would say is really challenging for me personally. It may not be challenging for you guys, especially if you already know what type of readings you want to do. It kind of goes along with like reading styles that you want to do, but what type of readings you're willing to do and what type of readings you're not willing to do, as far as like connecting with people's spirit guides, ancestors, angels, things like that. Like, you don't have to do that. Me personally, I don't want to do that, because I am at the beginning of my own spiritual journey, and excuse me, I don't feel like I should have to, like, I don't feel like I'm ready to connect with anyone else's like ancestors or guides, because I have yet to fully connect with my own. Like, right now, I know they're guiding me and I know they're around me, but I have yet to hit that part of my journey to where I can know by name and know who I'm channeling and things like that. Like, I have not got that far in my journey, and I will not lie and sugarcoat that with y'all. Like, so I feel like being at the beginning of your journey, you have to be careful. You have to set boundaries on what you're willing to do, what questions you're willing to answer, what questions you're not willing to answer, because you never know what type of person is going to come to you for a reading. And some people may want you to communicate with past ancestors that they knew this lifetime, which means they're deceased. Like, you have to be upfront with what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. Someone's asking you a question in the middle of a reading that they paid for, and you're like, well, I don't do that. But they weren't clear about that from jump. So you just want to make sure you have all your ducks in a row when it comes to those type of things, because you don't want to do something because someone's pushing you to do it. Like, you have to be ready to do it, and you just have to know, okay? You have to know what you want to do and what you're willing to put yourself into, basically, if that makes, I hope that makes sense. Another challenging thing, this is more along the lines of annoying. I feel like it's when you're a beginner and you just see all the hate from the experienced advanced tarot readers or spiritualists, and they like talk down on newbies and tell us what we shouldn't be doing, but they're not telling us how to do it. Like, I feel like that's so annoying. So one word of advice, tip of advice that I would say for that is to just be on your own journey, stay in your lane. Don't get discouraged from people saying this and people saying that, especially like people that are on the same journey as you, but they are looking down on you like they are superior. Like, that happens a lot, and I just feel like that's the insecurity within themselves, because they feel like you're a competition, or not even just you, but just in general, they feel like there's a competition coming their way. So I feel like it's just an insecurity that they deflect onto you when they be so, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. Now, I'm not talking about the people who say, don't do it this way, don't do it this way. If you're going to do this, do it this way. Like, and everything is not always set in stone as far as like how you read and what you should be doing. But I do give credit to the ones who actually tell you that you shouldn't do this a certain way, but here's a way to do it, instead of the people that are like mean, like, and just like mean, like, just mean, and like they don't really give advice. They just give like hate on which, I hope I'm making sense. Like, it's just, if you know, you know. Like, if you know, you know. You probably seen it, but if you haven't seen it, you probably will be seeing it, especially once you start to like certain things on social media. Your whole algorithm is going to change, and you're going to start to see a lot of spiritual videos, tarot videos, and you're going to see what I mean when I say people that are more advanced, they kind of, I wouldn't say gatekeep, but in a way it's kind of like gatekeeping. It's like they went through their journey, and it's like they're like more like tough love type givers. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily a bad thing. I feel like it's not a bad thing, because sometimes people need that tough love, but at the same time, some people are just too mean, I feel. I hope that makes sense. So the best way to get through your tarot journey is to just take it a day at a time. Do not feel like you have to compete with anyone else. Do not feel like you have to do it a certain way. If you want to do your tarot reading styles a certain way, do it that way. Do not do your research, of course. Always do your research. Research every little thing that you have to in order to figure out when you are ready to put yourself out there. But do not feel like you are slacking or behind because someone else is doing it this way and someone else is doing it this way. They're charging this and you're charging that, or if you're not charging at all. Do it your way. This is your journey. You are in control of it, and you decide what you will and will not tolerate, what you will and will not do, what you will and will not answer. It's all up to you. The cards are literally in your hands. Also, I do have a video on my channel on how to learn tarot for beginners from a beginner. I will click that above so you guys can go ahead and check that video out. Make sure you check that video out if you enjoyed this video. It's a little bit more in detail. Is that a train? It's a little bit more in detail on how you can learn tarot as a beginner from a beginner. But like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Leave some comments down below. Let me know anything you've experienced on your tarot journey that I've missed in this video. Also, give this video a thumbs up. I feel like I said that already. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also have post notifications turned on so you don't miss when I upload videos. I upload every single Wednesday at 10 a.m. and you don't want to miss this amazing content. So that is all I have for today, and I will see y'all next week for another video.